Well, hello. All right, make sure I got everything right. Perfect. Cool. Well. Good morning and welcome to Mid Morning Medium Chat with Adam the Black Swan Medium. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning, Father. Hello, Debbie. Good to see you again. Michelle. Hello. Yes. How are we? Oh yeah, let me move this out of the way. All these logos and things. Got to get them out of the way. Yeah. So, hey, Donna, good morning. Right. Hey, Jennifer, good morning. So, gotta kick it right out of the gate. Let me know how everybody's Thanksgiving was. I think, that's obviously the big thing that just happened. Hey, Chris, good morning. Yeah, Kathy, good morning. Yeah, so hopefully everybody had a good Thanksgiving. While everybody, if you want to, comment, please do. I'll just talk about mine for a little bit because that'll help. But yeah, I 2 days of it, can't get to everything in one day, and it's always too much rushing around, and I'm sure a lot of people have been in those situations, where you try to go to multiple in a single day. Even as we get closer to Christmas, then that's in the same, scenario where it's difficult to get to everybody's, um, you know, festivities type of thing. So, but yeah, I spent the last 2 days, Thursday and Friday. My family side on Thursday, and then the wife's side yesterday, and so went great. You know, uh, it's always a major thing to spend the time with people because obviously we're busy throughout the year. You can't always get together when you want to, and then the schedules are always a pain. And I think everybody can agree to that at some time or another that you've been in those situations. Good morning, Jill, and yeah, I mean, hey Tom, good morning. And so yeah, it's one of those things that you cherish the times that you do have, because you just never know when things are going to change, or maybe people move away, or we could go a little bit more of a sad route, and we lose people throughout the year. And so but yeah, I mean, sometimes it's important to just get those opportunities to hang out with everybody, and even if it's for a little while, even if it's for just a meal. Good morning, Margaret. Debbie, exhausting. Went to 2 dinners. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, Debbie. we we when my kids came around, we that's a lot. I mean, especially when you got young kids to pack everything up to go. It's just that's just it was way too much. It was more exhausting on us. Yeah, it's great to see everybody in the same day, but at the same time, then you're on a time schedule, and you kind of hate that. Like I said, just still getting to be with everybody is important, no matter what. But what do you do? What do you do? So let's see, what do we got here? Yeah, try having to both parents' house. Right. Well, that's what I'm saying, Dad. I mean, it's one thing when you're younger and you can kind of manage that stuff out, and I certainly did do that, for a number of years. But obviously, once the kids came around, it's a lot more luggage, so to speak, that you're carrying around, let alone having to bring over dishes to pass around. So yeah, you kind of run out of hands really quick. So yeah, now we try to break everything up, and there's nothing wrong in that. It's still the same. You're still getting to hang out with everybody, and even then, it might work for your schedule even more if you can do that. But I know some people don't want to. They really want to celebrate on the actual day and things like that. So Kathy saying we hosted. Everyone had a great time. Had a lot of food. Yeah, very exhausted, but I had a lot of help, and I was thankful for that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, yeah, it's really yeah, it's important. I mean, it's funny because I was thinking of the topic today, and it made it interesting because it did time out, but you'll see as we really do dive into the topic a little bit more. It not just because of Thanksgiving, but I'm gonna go down a little bit deeper hole for that stuff as well. But yeah, if there's anybody else that wants to comment about their Thanksgiving, please do. But I do want to couple cool things is I do want to point this out that given that I had, I had to take the summer off, and obviously things were rough, and a lot of you already heard that story, so I'm not going to try to repeat it too many more times. Um, but what's neat is this episode makes it 120 120 episodes that I've been doing mid morning medium chat, and so that's kind of ties it in a little bit still with the topic and stuff that it is. I am super grateful for that. It's absolutely mind blowing that I've been able to keep it going. And, I know it's early in the morning and a lot of people not necessarily up this early. Good morning, good afternoon to you, Nikki. um, Dad saying topic should be stuffing too much food in a short time. Well, it could be. Debbie saying I prefer making dinner at home and eating turkey and stuffing till Christmas. There you go. I mean, you think about it. If you get enough of it, you can certainly freeze some of it and it'll last you to the end. Margaret saying our family dinner is tomorrow. I spent the day with the daughter-in-law's family. That's cool. Yep. But yeah, like I said, the 120 episodes of this, and it's come a long way, even with the break this year. Who knows? I could have been, hey, good morning, Kate. I could have been, mid 130s by now, possibly 140s. And so, but that's okay. Everybody needs a break once in a while, but 120, I mean, I'm pretty proud of that right now. So, it was, it's a neat feeling, and like I said, I was, nervous too that, would I be well enough to get the show back lit again, before the year was out, and there was no pressure, I mean, it did cross my mind a lot of times, but I just wanted to feel right and bring it back when I was doing better. And so, knowing that I'm back on track again, and the episodes are going to keep flying and rolling forward, is still pretty cool. And again, I still want to try to do just various topics. I don't, obviously we all, I'm going to get, because 120 is a 12 number, right? Well, yeah, it is true. It is true, Michelle. You can look at this in the numbers. Uh, just think in 3 episodes from now, it's going to be even better. So it'll be 1, 2, 3. So, but I'm not counting down or anything. So, but yeah, I mean, it's great name for a song, Under Pressure, right? I know, Kathy, you haven't been around, and yeah, I guess I'll do it one more time, because again, I'm still grateful for the love and support. And but yeah, no, Kathy, I was down the whole summer. I got into it really started more in the beginning of the year, and just things started falling apart. I couldn't do readings, I couldn't do healings. It just anxiety and panic attacks, and then the really the worst of it was social anxiety. uh and that was the worst of it, because well, that was really bad, but also financial situations. I couldn't afford to do anything. I couldn't um go and do any type of vending. I couldn't go and do any type of ghost hunts. I just couldn't do anything because I couldn't afford nothing. It just, that killed me, is the literally had to stop because I just couldn't pay for nothing. And I'm not going to sit there, you know, uh, and I just, yeah, it's just one of those things that it all worked out in the way that it was supposed to, even though it was, long and drawn out. But basically, yeah, it was rough to not be able to have anything, to not be able to do anything. And occasionally, like, even Kathy, if you were to go back and just kind of go back into the summer, you can see there's not post every day, maybe once a week sometimes. There wasn't usually a lot of updates of the progress I was going through. But I mean, yeah, it was wild. It was a really wild experience. And obviously, things happen for a reason. I still believe that wholeheartedly. But the social anxiety was a strange one for me. To not want to be around anybody, to cancel being with family and events with family. Couldn't be around friends, including my, the team, the paranormal team I belong to. I couldn't go to the old milk. That, Kathy. I couldn't go to the old mill. That was rough. And all my team members are like family members to me. And Donna, if she's still watching, she's the founder of our team. And it's weird to not to be in that situation, especially for me, because it's like, this guy gets up in front of, he does the shows, he's guest on shows, and hey, Jeff, good morning. And gets up and presents and does MC work and, just try to be as positive or, for everybody and not just, uh, just make people smile and to make people think or, but everything's in a positive direction. And so for me to go down like that, it's like weird to just literally lose it and not know why at first. And so yeah, it was a really wild ride for me over the summer. And Kathy, honestly, if you ever do go, I would go back and if you and everybody's seen it, but if you go back and look for when I posted, it's like a minute and a half or minute and 40 seconds or something like that of a quick video I made. I spent 2 weeks making it, and it kind of sums up what everything was like and a little bit as to how I got back. And it's real short. It's on my YouTube channel. It You just go to Black Swamp Medium on YouTube and you can find it, and you'll find that video. Other than you'll see a lot of the last few lives are up there too, but you'll find that video. It's not much, but like I said, it's only like a minute and a half, and uh, yeah, it really kind of tells the tale of that. So yeah, but yeah, check that out. Or if anybody else hasn't seen it, go to the YouTube page and take a look at it. It's not gonna long. It doesn't take you long to watch it. It's not a vlog or some type of how-to video. It's a quick one. Amazing how much I still think about it because I said I'm again, because we're still kind of we are really hitting the topic all around today, but it is gratitude, and I'm grateful for the fact that for people that do films and things, and then to create like what I did was, I mean, for like 90 seconds, I had to shoot 30 clips, and some of it, there was a couple of them that were stock footage, but then there was a lot of new stuff. And because I wanted to capture, emotions and feelings of what was going on. But good morning, Donna. Hello, Jennifer. And so, hey, yeah, but yeah, I mean, it was amazing. So you would to think because it was a set thing, and I really didn't have a lot of wiggle room in there. So it was like you shoot your video, it's only going to be, between 1 and 4 seconds long, and you dump that into it, and that's all you get. You can't change too much, and so it was. It's a big appreciation as to how much it takes even for just a simple trailer is all that really was, because it was setting up but coming back to the show. And so it's a trip. I mean, hey Jim, good morning. And so yeah, it was a lot of fun to make it, because I didn't stress over it, which was the big thing, but just trying to achieve. I mean, there was a couple scenes I wanted to change differently, but it didn't work out. Hey, Lori, good morning. But I wanted to, do them in a different setting. But the problem is the I couldn't get the lighting right. And look at me, I'm not a true filmmaker, but I appreciate lighting a lot. So when you want to get the right lighting for it, didn't work out for me. So, but I want to do the neat thing about doing like even that trailer, even though it was so much in such a short amount of time, it gives me some ideas of just creating some other things, where it's like that, where it's just quick things, get a quick message across, and it's not so time consuming on the aspect of the viewer. And so that's something it's when I did that and seeing, after I edited it all together and put I was like, I kind of like that, even though it's a lot of work on, the filming side, the return is you all get to see something and get to appreciate it for a quick moment. And I liked how it was only like 90 seconds, and it really did. I felt it still did. I memean, I was happy with it, and that's the important thing, but I think it spelled a lot of what was going on. So yeah, you missed the message. I bet you did, Dad. So but yeah, so but again, that was one of those things that it was it's just a wild ride. So but yeah, so like I said, that ties into like being, 120 episodes in, and hopefully a ton more. I'm, like I said, I've always enjoyed being able to, show up on Saturday mornings and like again to see all of you. And in fact, I mean, while I'm, doing this now, thanks, Kate. I appreciate that. And I mean, it always could be, again, doing something like that. I mean, that was my first time creating something to that level of here it is. You have to have 30 clips, and using only 1 to 4 seconds and then putting some, written text in there. Um, And it's a whole different thing to dive through, and I really, you know, I was even creating cheat sheets, not cheat sheets, or just shots, a shot list. It's like, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I do, and then I started counting like every place that I needed it, where I was putting dialogue, and then because again, it was just a lot of plug in and play, and so it was just you dump it in here, you squeeze the video you want down, and so, I can definitely get better, but again, my first attempt at something like that, yeah, I can make a few little better things to it, but, and there was things I learned, while editing, which was like, oh, I wish I wouldn't do that because it was preset and you can't change it. It was literally you you throw the information in there, that's all you get. You can't do things, and there was a couple sizing issues and stuff, but it made me think, well, I could do this, regularly and not have to worry about blocking things off or being limited. So, but that's okay. But again, it was fun. So I'm glad it worked out. And and to me, it did tell the tale of everything. So, did you have your hands up on that one? Well, it kind of seemed like that. Well, if you remember the pool scene, you'll definitely know. But so yeah, so again, we're gonna keep going through things and keep adding things. And again, I'm not always gonna make things spooky and stuff like that. So I think most of you, what's up, Tim? Yeah, see, this is one of those rare times where I'll have to break the show a little bit about, and have to bring certain people on that are gonna wake up early. I mean, I know I know Tim Shaw's gonna have to, he's got a whole morning ritual he's got to go through. So I mean, it, I have to plan him out like months in advance to get him to pop up on this little show, uh, because he's got to dial himself up. I mean, I mean, I mean, he's got a good beard too. So I mean, you can't knock it. I mean, I know he's jealous of this thing. So, but he does a pretty darn good job on his. So but yeah, like I said, mostly this show is not really guest oriented, but if I do bring somebody on, hey Sharon, good morning. If I do bring somebody on, it's more, I don't want to make it as like a guest. I want to make it as like we're a part of it. I know you will, Tim. I know I got to play with you a little bit. Um, but yeah, I like it to where we can just kind of hang out, and it's truly what it was. I've had a few people over the years on and stuff, and so like I said, it's early. I get that, and so I know I'm not going to be able to get everybody under the weather that I would love this early in the morning, because they'd be thinking I'm on, I'm doing something. I should, I'm doing something illegal, like drinking or whatever. Why you want somebody in at 9:30 eating in the morning? I know it's beard oil and good luck, right? So yeah, but I'm thinking, once in a while I'm gonna have to still pop somebody on here, and we'll just shoot the breeze. But the last time my husband shaved was our wedding of 47 years ago. Holy smokes, Jill! Wow, woo, wow. He never looked back. That's some dang. Yeah, I mean, I haven't been clean since I started growing in January of 2018. The closest I've done is I've completely taken the cheeks completely back down to the skin, but I still kept everything in front. So that's the closest I've gotten, is just taking the cheeks off and things. But I haven't done the whole thing since 2018. So or at least that's when I started growing. So not as long as 47 years, but hey, that's all right. I know. Yeah, well, you shave practically every day anyway, Dad. I couldn't even imagine you with any type of facial hair. I mean, I've seen your 5 o'clock shadow, but I don't think I've ever seen anything other than old photos of you. Mustache, I think it was, that you had once. So, but yeah. So anyway, couple other things that to get to before we're kind of highlighting the topic as we're going along anyway. But interesting enough, when we did last week's show, I was starting to have upgrade symptoms and issues, but not issues in a positive way, not a negative way. That was unbelievable. I mean, because it started at work the previous week, and then I was off, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week, and obviously we get Thursday and Friday. But the previous week, it started, and it was just crazy because you know, you don't always time it out, but obviously they know when it's best for you. And even then, like when I started noticing stuff, it was at work, and that's always like crazy as it is, because it's like, I got to be busy at times, so it's hard to, you know, get through things, because then when you're like going to work on something, and you got clients in the room, and you're having to work around them or ask them questions like, okay, what's going on, and so it's weird when you're dealing with things, but um, it's pretty much done as far as I know. Uh, it definitely was leaning more on the healing side of things, which I'm okay with. I've been wanting to, work on that, get it, as best I can. And so that was definitely where it was leaning. And it's, uh, it's, it was funny with, that's the thing was like, there's so many times I kept thinking like I was coming down with something, and I was, like legit getting sick, or I was getting some other type of famous illness that's out there. And, so you panic a little bit, but at the same time, you stay strong and be like, it's cool. Whatever it is, you're going to get through it. And so I, uh, I was, I think it was, yeah, like Monday, Monday night, I think it was Monday night. Something was changing. Like I wasn't feeling the symptoms anymore, but like, I know, I a couple times a day I have to blow my nose anyway. It's just one of those things. No big deal. Clear it out, and then you're good to go. Well, it was just a little bit more, and I still didn't think much of it until woke up Tuesday morning, and then I'm like, oh man, it's draining bad. And I'm like, you know, I think I'm sick, and I don't know if it was Tuesday night or Wednesday night that I finally posted. I said, well, it definitely looks like a cold, because when I posted I was just, I was several times, an hour, you're having to learn this. I'm like, well, it's just that. That's all that was happening. Nothing else. Everything else was perfect, temperature, I'm making sure everything was fine. And I was good. And then I woke up. I don't know if yeah. So again, I didn't look back to really pinpoint it, but so either Wednesday morning or Thursday morning, I woke up and I'm like, my nose isn't running. Like I spent like an evening and a full day of just blowing my nose like crazy, and that was all that it was going on. And then I wake up the next morning and I'm like completely fine. I'm like, you know, then there was like the talk of, was it like some type of allergy thing? Was I just having an allergic reaction to something and or whatever? And I don't know. And I felt like it was sick, even though I never felt truly run down. I mean, I was tired. Sleep's always been, the issue. I've talked about that many times, but was weird was I was having dreams like constantly. And I always like, I'm not having dreams all the time, and so there was a lot of dreams. Some I could remember bits and pieces. There's none that I could remember from top to bottom, because a couple of nights I'd have double dreams and they would be completely different. And the problem is I would get things mixed up. So then I have to let them go because I can't dissect them and figure out what was happening. So that was kind of a bummer, but yeah, it was kind of interesting that that was going on at the same time. So I was tired. So I was just thinking, well, because I'm not sleeping. So I'm just like, I'm chalking it up. So I didn't think, the exhaustion was a factor either. But yeah, it was wild to then wake up the next morning, and I was like, fine. I'm like, usually you got to go a few days, 3 at the bare minimum, and then, 5 or longer, depending on, how bad the cold is or whatever, it else could be. But I mean, I was like baffled. So, then again, we could look at this a different way. And I have, I didn't ask, but because most of the time I just already, my mind will think of different options, because you should. Uh, I started thinking, well, this upgrade just happened and it is devoted towards healing. Is there a possibility that this just showed you, you can get over a possible cold? And again, I'll put quotations up there. Possible cold, that you can actually cut it down even further, if you work through the healing process of it. Uh, and so that crossed my mind. Was this an example of was this an example for me to be aware of, that here, we're going to let you get sick, but at the same time, I'm going to show you the power that you possess with inside you, that you can create the energy to fight the infection, bacterial, whatever you want to call it, to erase it from you in a shorter amount of time. Now, does that is that's something I have to work on. I have to like experiment more and I have to see, for myself and make sure that this is something, but definitely makes me think, could you get over something even faster than say something that you pick up at the store, to kind of keep, fight it or whatever, yeah, we could go down the vitamin route. You can do all the healthy things and so forth. Sure. But it's just something to consider. So I will be considering that a little bit more and possibly even, when I feel right, when around family, friends, and if they're, colds and stuff like that, and put myself into the firing line and seeing what'll happen, because that's the only way I'm going to know. Granted, I could just ask, and that's always a possibility too. So, but it's even fun to then just do that anyway, because again, it's, helping people out. I want to do that, So, Michelle saying, I'm glad that the vast majority of my energy work happens when I am sleeping or meditating or in my pyramid. I haven't felt much outside of that. It does disrupt my sleep a lot, but I can deal with it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and right. And this spiritual, holistic, metaphysical type of work definitely runs you down. And I think that's why I needed a break in a way, because I was doing a lot more. I mean, last year, coming out of the pandemic, I was, trying to ramp up, and get going again. And I was, last year I was doing a lot more stuff. In fact, I was doing a lot of gallery readings, with the help, you know, of Dana and Carmen and Jeff. They were, big help of facilitating a lot of that and a lot of local stuff, you know what I mean? Which was great. All right, Kathy, we have a great day. Yeah, thank you so much. Have a great one. Enjoy your weekend. Yeah, if you can help and heal others, it makes sense that you can help me. Well, and Kate, that's an honest thing of, I have to, be a little bit more. I mean, I'm aware of it, but like I said before, I'm stubborn when it comes to asking others to help me. And so, because it's like, well, if I can help others, why can't I help myself? And that's one of my famous lines now. If I can help others, I can help myself, which is true. You can. I think you just have to go a little bit deeper into it. And because I do, the classes and things that I've taken have taught you how to self-heal yourself. So it's not uncommon to do that, because you could be in situations where you don't have the ability to reach out to somebody. Seems weird nowadays with the electronics and technologies that we have. However, there is moments where you just can't. I mean, if you think about it, if it's in the middle of the night, everybody says, yeah, you can call me anytime. Well, you know, doesn't mean they're going to be ready to help you at that instant moment when you need it the most. So, like I said, there's some times where, you just aren't going to bother people on that aspect. However, when you have more time, you can set it up and get that help. So I'm going to try to do my better. And there's been a few times recently I've said a few things to a few people just to start working on myself too, to get that, out there. So that way I'm not miserable or going back in a wrong direction. So I feel the same way. It's hard to ask for help. Yeah. I mean, and I guess, you feel vulnerable when you do, you feel horribly vulnerable, and you feel weak. You don't feel as strong as you are, granted, we're all human. We all have ups and downs. And clearly that is true. You would think that after, as much as I've dealt with, like this year alone, why, why, why am I still stubborn about it? Hey, Rich, good morning. So that's what I'm saying. It's just wild to, hold back and then realize that if I just make, because I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I have so many other spiritual friends and things that I mean, will drop pretty much anything and jump at it. I mean, I've asked a few before, like over the years, I've had a few. I'm like, it's just kind of one of those rough ones. Could you know, just a little bit, and even I'm being, like just trying to skirt around it just a hair, and not being like, I don't want you to go out of your way, but just a little bit, when I should be saying, yeah, give it to me. So, um, yeah, that's true. Yeah, Margaret, there's no shame in asking for help. That's why that's true. Yeah. Yeah, vulnerability and feeling weak is a hard thing to manage when we're all used to helping others. Yep, Kate. Yeah, it's just crazy. Cause like I said, you get so, and you do, like for me, you get so used to going and helping somebody or elders, or really going and helping. And when it finally comes time to you, you've been so used to going in one direction that it's hard to have it come back towards you to where, okay, now you got to ask. And so, yeah. Uh, well, Tim, no, you are. You're the legend. But yeah, so I'm working on it. Like I said, I've hit a few people up about some things, recently. And so yeah, it's just one of those things. It's a slow progress. Nothing is instantaneous. You put it out there, and like I said, I've been grateful for the positive intentions that I have done. I mean, I've pushed a lot. Hey, Deza. And so oh geez, 1 second. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Wait a minute. 1 second. 1 second. Hold on, guys. I'm working on it. I usually don't like to say anything. Give me a second, guys. Okay. I was just talking to my dad about this. I'm like, yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. I'm working on it. Give me a second. I'm deleting. Yep, I love when they show up. It's so fun. Yeah, I don't. It's been a while since I've had. It's been. I think I had one the very first show I came back to, so it's always hilarious. Give me a break. That's always net. I hate that, but it is what it is. That's the life we live. That's right. I got it. I got the spammer out. So anyway, back to reality. Yeah, Debbie, it is what it is. I've been getting that message. I need to be more willing to receive to better. Yeah, right. And it is balance and stuff. Yeah, me and Jeff. Oh, right, Kate. Yeah, big time. Somebody. Oh my gosh, what did somebody say? Oh, somebody. For the very first time, I haven't spoken to them a while. And they hit me up out of the blue, and they're just like, "Hey, how you been?" It literally has been probably like 4 years since I talked to this person. And they just said, "Hey, I saw you on TV. You're famous." And I went, I'm like, whoo. I don't know about that. I I had a small part in that episode, but I'm like, whoo, I'm like famous. Oh my God. I was gonna say, yeah. No, I mean, grateful that I had the opportunity that a case made it to highlight the work I've done and things, but famous. I don't know about that. I'm not raking in the millions, that's for darn sure, because that money issue wouldn't have been a problem this year. I mean, if I was raking in some money, I don't think I'd be complaining too much. I would have handled, some of the other stuff, but but being able to just pay the bills, can't afford to do or go anywhere. Yeah, that's famous, all right. So oh man, yeah, famous or infamous. Yeah, but one of the two. So it cracks me up though. You're right. The sad part is I haven't done it in a while, but I can do that. I actually can do aura readings. I don't do them that often, but but those are fun. I do enjoy those too. So I need to do Lamborghini. All right. Yeah. Yeah. With a one episode, famous, money. There was no money. That was all free. Hey, Jason, good morning, man. And speaking of which, well, Jason just popped on since I saw his name. You guys knew that when I came back to that first show, over a month ago now, we are I'm a part of Cruel Summer 3, which is a horror movie. And just the other day, we hit it. We hit the number. We hit the minimum number. Yeah, right, Tim. We hit the big 15, and we still have like 19. I think I saw earlier today, like 18 or 19 hours still to go left in the campaign. So, if anybody is still willing to help out, every dollar does help. It does go a long way. And so Jason's got a huge acting role in this. He's had it in all the movies, but Jason's also local and he's a good friend of mine. But yeah, Cruel Summer 3 is definitely we hit the number. And so we are, looking forward to just trying to add to it. And even then, the cool part is with hitting the minimum that Scott, who's the director writer of the film, wanted. now opens it up to where they're going to be able to continue to keep it open so people can still buy some of the perks and things that are in there. And so if you, yeah, say we will go in demand status and the campaign will stay right. Right. And that's what I was trying to get to. So yeah, that's really cool because then, yeah, we can keep getting there. And Scott's really hoping, and Jason too. Well, all of us are hoping that, now that we've hit that minimum, which was just to get, everything that they really wanted accomplished. Now, the more we get, now everything can get even better. And so now the hope is they can get to 18,000 before filming shoots or starts. So that would be even more because again, that will completely make things a lot easier. Right now is just getting it to where a lot of the extra things, and even then, I won't be there, the entire run of the shoot, but now they're going to be able to get a break in there, so they don't have to film constantly, to try to get it all in, because I think it's like about 2 weeks straight. But now they're going to be able to fit a break in there and give people a rest, because it's, I mean, working on Never Blink when I was there, for the 2 weeks and then almost another full week, it's intense. I mean, it's intense. And so even just that, 2 weeks. Yep. So it's gonna be pretty. Jason, I don't know if you can do it. Could you put in the chat the link if you got it handy? I know it's easier for you to do it instead of me having to stop and like go find it and then try to paste it. But if you could put the link in there for the Indigo page, that'd be awesome. Yeah, that's to see Debbie even said it. But right, like I said, there's still that. Appreciate it, buddy. So yeah, so that's exciting, and that was something that just happened the other day, which was even then. I mean, the amount of being grateful for that, just seeing how like there was a time, and I know Jason can even agree with me that it was, I don't think anybody thought we were going to even get, I don't even think we were going to crack 10, to be honest with you, because it was just so slow. And it was, I could definitely tell that, I mean, and so finally, the last week and there it is. So there's the link, guys. I'll even put up on the screen, but you guys can copy and paste that and then just put it in your browser to go to that. If you still want to help, because even just, a couple bucks makes it a huge difference. And so even if you do, you can still do the $5. If you put $5 in, just $5 simple dollars, your names goes in the credit at the end of the movie. So, so even $5 is a huge thing. So that would be awesome. But again, this is an indie film, and you have to remember this is, self-funded in a way. I mean, you have to, and check out all the perks too. There's a lot of cool perks that, that are really cheap. I mean, compared to what they should be, they're cheap, and you can get t-shirts, sweatshirts, DVDs, Blu-rays. There's, the perks go up. I know there's some cast sign stuff. $4.90. Well, Dad, you can do a self-donated thing. So. Yeah, and Jason's saying we price these perks, so you're definitely getting your money's. Yeah, I mean, t-shirts and sweatshirts. I mean, those are steals compared to what they should be. So yeah, it's really cool. But again, DVDs, Blu-rays, you can get them signed, not signed. There's other cool perks. They have one that I can't even remember the name of it, but you get for like $90, you get like DVDs, you can get the DVD or Blu-ray, sweatshirt, t-shirt, signed poster. I mean, you get a huge pack. Hey, Angela. So you can get a really cool package out of that one. So that's really awesome. But so yeah, if you guys feel like still helping out, that would be awesome. Yeah, the first 2 films are in Tubi. Yep, free, mind you. So if you guys just set it up, free account, set it up, you guys can watch the first 2 for free. If you're into horror movies. But then again, you're helping indie films out, which you're not getting corporate sponsors. You're not getting a huge movie studio where they have the funding in the bank and they could just throw it out there. I mean, this has to literally help the people, like all of us, is just supporting these things because they do matter. So you could, Dad. I mean, I can make sure Scott and they'll put whatever you want, a poster or a DVD or something signed. I mean, I can avoid signing it. That's no problem. So hey, look at that 10-10, by the way. Got to put that in the chat. It's always pretty cool when that happens. Every once in a while, I do catch it up there. So, okay. So other than that, real quickly, but thanks, Jason, for, I mean, I appreciate it. We'll sign whatever you want. Exactly. And Jason, that's my dad, by the way. So that's why he's saying that. That's why he's the jokester in the chat. So you have to watch out for him. So, Angela, yeah, yeah, easily. Adam, will you please post the link on your page? Yeah, I will do that, Kate. When I get done, I will grab that link and put it back. Um, if you sign it, you owe me five. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So, hey, Kelly, good morning. But yeah, no, I will certainly do that. I will post it. I haven't the last with Thanksgiving. I know it's bad on me. You know, I felt bad that I had the last week or the last 2 weeks. I've been slammed in the evening, so I feel bad that I haven't been able to keep up with keep posting about the movie, and sharing the pages and stuff like that. I felt bad because but every evening I've been gone with some type of function and then Thanksgiving, and so it's just been a whirlwind. But I was trying to keep up with doing at least once or twice a week, and so but the last two I've kind of I fell off and I felt bad about it. But I was neat to watch how things were working and getting that number in there. So that's awesome. But yes, after the show, I will put a fresh page in there and I will link it to everybody. So if you guys are interested in still helping out, that would be awesome. So yeah, like I said, it's going to be cool. And even then, like for those that don't know, I got a small role in it. Anne LaFave, most of you know her. She actually won it, and then she gifted to me because she knew she wanted to help me, and so that's something I'm forever grateful for. Is that she knew I would be totally into it, so she allowed me to take it from her, and so that was awesome. So I'm completely stoked that I get to go down, and I'll get to spend a few days with everybody on the cast and crew, and even have a small little role. Get a couple lines in there, and I'm excited. It'll be kind of fun, and like I said, it's going to be fun for me to, jump out in front of the camera for a change, because usually I'm always behind the scenes. I did some on theater stuff a little bit, mostly behind the scenes, but yeah, just but it'd be nice to be like, in a way, not really doing any tech stuff. Not that I don't mind it, because I love that stuff. I mean, it just fascinates me. I mean, like for me, I'll be glued watching everybody work, and just seeing what they do, what works for them, and how they. I mean, I love it. Just that fascinates me, watching everybody set things up, and so I'm excited just to do there. But yeah, I can't wait to be with Jason again, and I haven't seen Scott in a few years, and yeah, it's gonna be great. And even then, possibly get to see some of the big celebrity actors that are on there. So it'll be neat. I mean, I don't know if it'll be there that final day, but even then, maybe they'll still be hanging on set, which would be great, just to say hi at least, and hang out. But yeah, so I'm excited. So it'll be cool. Is this where you wear the 3D glass? Well, that would be kind of cool. Yeah, Jason, there we go. We tell Scott to make Cruel Summer 3 in 3D. That would be a trip. I know that's a lot more work to do, but oh my god. we'll take Cruel Summer 3 to the next level. We're gonna have all the killings like in 3D. It'll be fantastic. I would love it. I would totally love that. I don't know if Scott wants to do the work for it, but it's a hell of an editing thing. So we should bring that up to him, Jason. Hey, Scott, let's put it in 3D. Keep those funds. Yeah, that's it. That's right. Yeah, we get the extra funding. We can afford to do 3D. That would be a trip, man. Holy smokes. Yeah, he said he wanted to make this one epic. The final of a trilogy. He wants to make it happen. I'm telling you, Angela, that would be. I mean, everybody in the audience jumping, right? I know you will. Yeah, we'll need a lot of funding for that. Oh man, that's awesome. So yeah, but yeah, so that was really cool. But it's really neat that that's come along. So I mean, again, I'm grateful for the opportunity and glad that it worked out. And's, amazing that she allowed that to happen. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, like I said, I did want to, before we run out of time, the whole thing again, the topic of gratitude and things, and I, you know, I know we just had Thanksgiving, which is weird because it's like could have talked about this then, but I notice things, and that's what I try to do. I try to that's where the arm and leg come in, right? I tried to I've noticed things over the last, week, and that's what I try to do. Sometimes that's why you don't always see a topic pop up instantly, because sometimes I feel what's going on out there. And so one of the things I noticed was just overhearing, observing, whether it's, on Facebook, whether it's, other social media platforms, whether it's just in public. And, it kills me to see how the appreciation for basic things in life. And again, that's why I have kind of, gratitude is the title and stuff. But, you know, I don't think we're always sincere in when we're saying it. And I think that's where I'm getting at, because I've watched some people, again, all over the place. And it's weird is that when you watch somebody say thank you, you can just tell they don't mean it, or they're not serious about it. And I'm not trying to put it in a negative way, but at the same time, you know, we're not we just like with Anne, she was so amazing to gift me to hand me, not take the role on and give it to me to do that. Like that is just like she made me speechless, and it was true. It's not like, I just, was taking it from her and not caring and appreciative. Because I mean, I asked her several times. I'm like, "Are you really sure? I mean, this, you won it fair and square type of thing." And she goes, "No," and so it's we're not. You just and I think we all can agree that with as much negativity that's out there, you can see that we're just not appreciating things as much, and we're not serious towards it. And um, do you have any butter on for the right? Uh, it just bothered me because, like I said, I've heard people and they're just and the one that gets me, I think, the most is when they change their voice to say thank you. They're not using their real voice, and that's already a flag for me. Is that why is it so painful for you to say it with your own voice? If I look at all of you and you guys hear me say it every closing of the show, thank you. It's not like, oh, thanks. You know, you could see the difference, even just that little bit. But to look at you all, which you're really looking at me, but I'm trying to look at you. um, but it's serious. I appreciate everything that you guys do and the people that hang in there, you know, and it really comes from my heart, and I'm not making it up. I don't need to make I don't need to lie about it. I don't need to say it in a different voice. I mean, unless I'm having some fun with something, but you can clearly tell I'm doing it on purpose and stuff. But when it comes to being grateful for things and appreciating it, I mean, you gotta be normal about it. And it's kind of weird to say like we should all just know that, but watch. I mean, that's what I said. This is why I put this one in. It had really not much to do with Thanksgiving and being thankful for everybody, including all of you. But it's just the fact that I'm just seeing it. And we know that there's a lot of stress that happens during the holidays. We know it's going to happen. We're going to see anger, which is weird. And for what reason? Why are you getting all bent out of shape over something, And so yeah, it's wild to watch people react to things or like you'll see that, well, I'm grateful for you, Tim. But it to not say it the right way. I guess it's so hard to put it in the right words. But again, you know, say it right and don't just skirt around it and don't be afraid to say it. There's nothing wrong in it. I mean, everything, family, friends, work and stuff, uh, you just look people in the faces if you're in front of them and just look them in the eyes and say thank you. You know, that's the important thing. Meaning and don't hide that stuff. Jason, you always had to been a kind and genuine person, and brother. Hey, buddy, I see like that. See like stuff like that. Hey, Amani. I mean, Jason and I, we've catch each other at events and local events and never blink and and so it's always a good time. We you shoot the breeze about things and life stuff and family stuff and just all various things, but comes from the heart, and obviously if we really hated our guts, we wouldn't be saying much at all. It would just be like, hey, how you doing? Good, okay, have a good day. You know what I mean? Right? Yeah, skull. That's right. Yeah, here I can drink a sip of coffee for that. But that's the thing about it is it's okay to still be friendly. And even then, somebody, waitress, or if you're at a restaurant and they help you out and they give you something, don't look at them and tell them you're grateful for, them helping you. It might not be a whole lot, but at the same time, give them that space. Don't just hide away from it. Cause again, I've seen it recently and it's like, wow, you can't even take a microsecond to look at that person and say thank you. You just look away and you just whatever, thanks. And I'm like, you're not helping yourself. Angela, sorry, my mouse died. Oh, there it goes. Never get angry, always a house because of full of laughs. Yep, 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 yep. Let's see, Margaret. Yeah, Angela, I'm just crazy, full of praise. Right? Yeah, and that's the fun part. Well, Armani, you've been a little. This is like the third or fourth one since I've been back. So, Chris, life is too short and angry or stupid stuff. So, thank you. Give hugs. Yep, absolutely. Yep, yeah, Jason, you have a great weekend too, man. Yep, take care. Thank you for helping out with the links and stuff, man. I appreciate that. See, again, I'm looking at his name, so I'm trying to look at him. I should be looking at the screen, but I'm looking at his name in the chat. Thanks, Jason. So yeah, I was trying to look at his face on his logo on his profile pic. Yeah, Angela, I tell people thank you for no reason. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, well, even then, just the opportunity to be in that space with somebody that uh that's that's great. I mean, because it could even be somebody at work too, man. Just the fact that hey, thanks for being here. You know what I mean? You kind of thing, or hey, thanks for helping. Like one time, I mean, just like something so simple, like handing a cable. Hey, thank you, man. You know, it doesn't. But but you're serious about it. You mean it, right? And so, Jill, you have a good weekend too. Thank you. Loves and hugs. Need some hugs too, right? Yeah. No, you're good, Armani. It is what it is. But yeah, I've always tried to do that, and I've been doing it for a long time. I mean, for years and years and years. Because there's sometimes where you know, obviously, if you're upset about something, it is difficult to like still say something. And I've done it a few times where I was, pissed off about something else going on. And yet, I still stopped myself from that moment of dealing with something that had nothing to do with whatever was happening over here and still said, you know what, thank you. And that goes a long way because you got to remember, what you're dealing with does not need to go to anybody else. You have to deal with it, or you have to deal with the person or whatever situation is with that. But everybody else should not be in the firing line, so to speak, because they don't know what you're going through, because if they don't know you, or even if they know you, don't know the situation. And so it doesn't mean that you should attack them for anything. You know, you have to train yourself in a way to stop attacking others when they had nothing to do with it, or didn't even, they're just there. They're trying to be there because maybe they sensed it. Maybe if they're not so metaphysical where I can feel that energy, but they would I lost my train of thought, but they were to geez, I really went off on that one. Sorry, I read something in the chat and it just threw me off. let me regroup. So hold on a second. Let me go back here. Michelle, I know when you resonate with the vibration of gratitude, you attract good things. Right, Michelle, that is so true. I mean, that is so true. Sharon, have a great weekend. I'm not talking about the game. That's what got me off, is about the game. I'm not talking about it. I want to know what I'm grateful for. You things are money. When you ask why, I just say because you're here being this right. Absolutely, Angela. Yeah, we had a yelling and screaming, saying everything under the sun with the kids. See, that's terrible, Angela. Oh, I hate that. Veronica, hey. But yeah, like I said, it's we've got to retrain ourselves and remember, that not everybody knows what you're going through. Just like, all the stuff I went through, I didn't expect anybody to, and I didn't necessarily put it out there, to ask for help or anything like that. But what's funny is, and I say funny in a positive way, is that, several people, did check in with me. Hey, how are you doing today? They know I'm dealing with things, but how are you doing? And that I'm grateful for, because even then I didn't ask because I was super stubborn then. But again, just having that moment of where, they reached out. They didn't have to, but that meant a lot, and it always does. Anytime somebody reaches out, when it's been a while, and again, schedules, all that stuff happen. And so I, and that's why I do that too. I mean, that's why I try to encourage all of you to do that, is to reach out, because you never know what that's going to do for that person that day. It can completely change their whole day around. They could be having some really bad thoughts going through their head, and for you to just touch base with somebody that maybe you haven't talked to in a year or something, you know, you got to remember that it changes on a dime, and that's what's kind of cool about it. And it's a really neat thing to achieve, so let's see, do please stop yelling bad things because children are around and it's a holiday. It's a nice tone of right. Yeah, I mean, and yeah, it's just wild. Like I said, I've noticed so much, and it really kills me to the dude called me a Karen. Oh no, dang. That's true, because we were having a really bad day, but doesn't give us the right to go off on others, because you don't know what they've been, right. And even then, yeah, I mean, it's crazy to and I've done it. I'm guilty. Probably about 5, 6 years ago, I used to bring stuff home and I'd just be testy, and nobody here did anything wrong. Just I was testy, Now I wasn't like outright screaming at the top of my lungs or whatever, but just that my attitude, and I got called out for it, and realized that that's stupid. What happened at work is at work, and what's at home, no, they didn't do nothing wrong then, and they shouldn't be, caught up in, me dealing with stuff at work. And so I've learned, again, we have to learn, through mistakes. And so that's what I've done. And so I've really changed a lot of how I look at things. And, even if I'm upset, I make sure to isolate that to where, I keep it to one side, and then let the whether it's family, friends, coworkers, I let, then I make sure that I have a different attitude with them. So that way it's not, I'm not there, because again, they didn't do nothing wrong. So, but yeah, so just make sure, when you're grateful and you're saying thanks to people, to truly stop what you're doing and really focus on that. And if it's in a message, if it's in a in-person situation, truly stop. And I guarantee that if you make some of those efforts and you do that, you're going to see a change, not only for the person that you directed it towards, or in a message, but at the same time of how it makes you feel. It may not feel like much. However, remember, what you put out is exactly what you're going to get back. So if you're thankful and you're grateful for a lot of things, whether it's big or small, and it could be something small, like I said, coworker handed me a cable. Hey, thank you. I don't have to, but okay, thanks for handing that to me. It's so small, it's insignificant, but at the same time, the more you're grateful about all even the little stuff, adds up, and the rewards that you get back, they're going to hit you. It's a karma thing. It truly is a karma thing. So, yep, you have Jennifer saying, yep, you leave a print on someone like that way. Yep. And then Angela, I always smile and just clean what they need to refresh my mind, doing all the dishes in the house that have grown boys use up one day, really relax you back. All right. Yeah. Um, yeah. And so just do that, especially with these holidays. Even if somebody's truly being mean, like, it's one thing that you truly knew you really screwed up, but even then, you're just going to be apologetic about it. You're not going to sit there and argue with them. And even if somebody else does something really bad, somebody hits your car or something, like, or backs into your car or something like that, there's no reason to light them up. you know First, be kind enough to be like, is everybody okay? And I'm just using that as a scenario, but whatever the situation, you know start off being nice. There's no reason to jump the guns on anything, you know what I mean? And scream at somebody, because stuff happens. You know what I mean? People lose track of mind, whether they say something, whether there's an action that they did something. It's the way it is, right? I think my cats, for all the love they give me, sounds really silly, but they give me, yeah, see, and then they continue to do that. So absolutely, Michelle, absolutely. So Hi, Dinah. Just waking up. I know. Yeah, I'm just going to be wrapping up here anyway. So, uh, but yeah, okay. So that's what I just wanted to point out. Because like I said, it's important that we really, take the time to thank people for what they've done, whether it's something small, whether it's something big, and just appreciate it. Because again, it's gonna look good. It's gonna make them feel good. It's gonna make you feel good too. Because the more you do it, the better. I mean, sure, you may not do it all the time now, but you will pick up. It will start to finally feel good. Hey, you know what? It feels good that I appreciate it. Again, being out in public, especially all the people working customer service type of jobs. You know what I mean? When they have to deal with people, and darn well, not everybody's friendly. And I'm telling you, like when I ever have to call in, talk to somebody on the phone, I try to make them smile. I try to make them laugh. And so it's amazing. It's amazing how sometimes even then, when you treat somebody even better than what they've been getting treated, sometimes they give you a little extra out of it. Doesn't mean it's guaranteed, and it shouldn't be hoping you're going to get something in return just because you're nice, because then you didn't do it for the right reason. So be careful. But make sure that you do, because you got to remember, people that in customer service, it's not they didn't necessarily do something wrong. They're there to help you get through the situation, which is what they're really there for. Hey, Don, good morning. That's the saying, the smallest thing can make the biggest, right? Absolutely, 100%. Nikki saying, be grateful always. Grateful for you, my friend. I'm grateful for you. Like the campers rule, leave it better than you found it. Absolutely, Margaret. I tip for service, not for food. Good service deserves a good tip. Yep. Right, Dad. I've always believed humor was my medicine. Right, Debbie? Well, humor goes a long way if it's in the right context for it. Obviously you don't want to do it where you're really hurting somebody, but see, like I do it to try to give somebody to smile and perk up a little bit, and just it's humor is a good way of changing that mood a little bit quicker than just slowly talking to them, which there's situations for that. But a lot of the call center people work from home. Yeah, right, Armani. Yep, I treat people good who don't treat me good. I treat people good who don't treat me good. Right. I love everyone. Respect. Yep. I'm always very grateful. Everything. Gratitude is very big. Nikki. Yep. Hey, I'll try to use humor next week. There you go, Dad. You can always, you just do it. That's it. So, all right. Well, I'm going to close it out because I need to hurry up and change and get over to my parents' house and help pack up some summer stuff and get it in the shed. So I'm going to get out of here so I can get that done. And then just enjoy the rest of the day because it's a nice day, and apparently some rainy, snowy weather tomorrow for at least some of us here. So enjoy some outdoor time. Not that rain and snow is a bad thing, because I love that stuff just as much as I love a sunny day. So but yeah, I love that, Armani. I love that. That's awesome. But yeah, so I'm going to get going so I can get things out of my way, and then let's enjoy our weekend. Yeah, come to Ohio and do that for us. I mean, Dawn, I'm in northern Ohio, so I mean it's it's crazy. So Veronica, nope, sunny here, and well, yeah, of course it would be. I mean it's clear. When I came down here, it was clear sky. So I think we're good through the rest of today, but I think overnight it's supposed to get pretty bad. Jennifer, have a great weekend. I want to go. Well, Angela, in due time for the celebration. Donna, have a great weekend. Debbie, have a great weekend. Jennifer, if I can say, have a great weekend. It happened. Angela, you got to travel a little bit. Yep. So, Nikki, have a great weekend. So yeah, I'm going to get out of here because I could keep reading comments all day long. So, thank you. As I stare at you all, thank you so much. It really does. It means a lot. And you guys killed it last week. I don't know what happened, but you guys made that show huge. The numbers, like, I don't care about the numbers because just seeing a couple of you here is good enough. But I was like almost at 400 views, and that's like never happens. I haven't had a number like that in a long time. So thank you all that did show up, and hopefully it keeps working and continuing. And because I love doing this, it's fun. And so, yeah, I will, we'll get through the weekend. We'll work things out. And Tim, you have a great weekend, sir. Angela, God bless. Yep. And then maybe the unknowns were planting seeds. Like, you never know, Michelle. You never know. But yeah, it really does. I really appreciate it, and it to see the love and support. Again, it's something I can't thank everybody enough for, because it does. It means a lot, and so again, thank you. I really do. I mean the hell out of it. And so we will definitely see you. I'll if I guess it's funny is I did have pictures from this morning. I forgot to post them. So maybe I'll send the post, because I know they wanted to see the link for the Cruel Summer in my page. So I'm going to do that. So maybe I'll put the pictures and the link for the Indiegogo page for Cruel Summer 3 if you want to help donate. Other than that, yeah, I appreciate it. So I'll be back to normal work week this week. So got to get back into the grind of that. And so we're winding down. End of the year is on the way, and so I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully I'll have some more cool news and special announcements and things coming up that, hopefully this week or next week or the week after. So we'll see. And yeah, thank you so much. So yes, that's it. Yes, Armani. Yeah, the Cruel Summer 3. Yep. Angela, got it. Cool. All right, so I am out of here. I thank you, as always. You guys have been watching the Mid-Morning Medium Chat with Adam the Black Swamp Medium. I will see you again soon. And as always, all my love, light, and peace to each and every single one of you. Take care.